I attended prac at Thornley Christian College, in which I learned a lot about teaching HPE. Thornley Christian College offered a lot of extracurricular subjects in which appealed to the students' needs. They were offered two sporting lessons a week up until year 10, and also other sporting teams which competed against other schools. The school was a school that placed heavy emphasis on values of the student like respect, faith, etc. The class I observed was a class with very different skill levels. Some students were motivated to get on with the activities that were designed for them, while others weren't. The class is a year 8 and has a mixed gender. It is quite a big class, so small activities work the best. It would be doing cross country in the first week and soccer in the second week. I observed two different students while being on prac. The first student I refer to as Usain, because he is an elite athlete and tries his best at all things. He has a soccer background, but is one of those students who can pick up anything and be good at it. He's also always first dressed and asking what is on the agenda today. He gets on well with his peers and loves extending his learning. He also displays a high level of self-confidence. This is compared to Derek. I call him Derek Rose because he is injured at the moment and finds it hard to motivate himself. He seems disengaged with the physical education program, always asking to do other homework. He is quite sporty but gets easily bored and will pick up loose equipment trying to entertain himself. Unlike Usain, he does not give his all, but goes out of his way to distract others that may be trying to learn. He is easily distracted and likes to distract others, but when a task is put before him, he doesn't struggle to complete it. Both students face a number of issues in the classroom context. Usain always tries his best and is an elite athlete. He has usually done activities before the other students have completed it and finds himself waiting around, like during cross country. Another issue that he faced was that he found himself less engaged when it came to soccer. As his prior knowledge was quite high, he was able to do much of everything that was being introduced. Derek would turn up late to classes as he was not participating due to injury. He would start getting conscious about his mark falling due to him unable to participate, which would put him in a bad mood. He would get bored easily due to him not being able to join in and start distracting others. He finds himself easily distracted, but when he has something to do, he always tries to do it. He also finds equipment lying around and tries to distract others from learning. Unlike Usain finding himself less engaged, Derek is not engaged at all. We would find him rock out the class halfway through with excuses like, "I'm not playing, why does it matter?" etc. There are a number of limitations and barriers for each student. Usain struggled with the introduction of simple skills which occurred in soccer. Due to him being competent already, he found himself not motivated to complete the task, as he was already above and beyond the basic skill level. Usain was also placed in a team that had all low skill level, which was mentioned above. These students would usually be the ones that wouldn't participate, muck around, and would not really care. Usain being a competitive person when it came to the small-sided games, he would be easily frustrated. Usain was also made to walk around and wait for other students to finish cross-country. This was stopped by teachers going out of their way to do different running drills after they had finished. Derek was made to sit down and watch the students participate. This would lead to him wanting to misbehave as he would had nothing to do and was getting irritated. Derek was also feeling left out, as when he would return, he would not be able to gauge what skill group he belonged to. He believed the students had already formatted teams, and he was feeling not included in the classroom environment. There are a number of improvements I could have made for each learning. There could be a number of different implementations that could be used for each student to help them reach their goal and the HPE curriculum outcomes. I would do my best possible to keep Usain's motivation as high as possible. I would do this by promoting peer teaching for the application of simple skills. I would ensure that Usain pair up with some less competent students and teach them how to successfully do particular skills. This would work well as Usain seems to be a motivated learner and always keen to try new activities. I would design an individual education program in which would be presented and shown to the student and parent. It would include an individual assessment outline which would test his ability and progress his prior knowledge rather than repeating it. This would provide a challenge for Usain. Things like video analysis where he compare his technique to professionals in which he can further improve his skill development. I would also set homework and tactical awareness activities in which we are progressing, not regressing his learning. I would use the zone of proximal development to show what he already knows so I could dive deeper and challenge him. I would also get the students to learn off Usain by asking them questions while he demonstrated his skill. Our learning of a new skill, I would get the students to think about questions and analyze the technique so they can relate better to the skills. For Derek, I would encourage him to participate in the most appropriate way possible. I would encourage him to do some peer teaching as well when the students are participating. He is a smart character from what I have seen in other subjects but gets demotivated very easily. Through the use of inclusive education, I would also get him to be involved in particular ways, whether it is setting up or refereeing the small-sided games that were being played to boost his inclusion in the classroom. In classroom discussions, I would also use him as an example to intrinsically motivate him and also make him feel included. Lastly, I will use an IEP, an individual education program, where he could be completing some written tactical worksheets as well as some skill analysis so that as a marker I can see him developing his learning. I would ensure that he would get assessed on his ability to interact and be included in the classroom, placing the learning on himself. This is a tactic called self-regulated learning, whereby the responsibility of his learning falls on himself. Thank you for watching.